by far one of the best books you can read if you really want to learn modern era collectible finance theory is the book Collectible Investments for the High Net Worth Investor by Stephen Satchel. Now, the bad news is if you find a copy of this book, even on Amazon, it's probably going to set you back 80 to 90 bucks. This is a master's level college textbook. That's why it's so expensive. The book is definitely worth reading. I do want to warn you, though, if you are a novice when it comes to investing, when it comes to finance, when it comes to allocating capital, you may struggle with some of the concepts in this book. That said, it is still worth reading because even if you are a novice and you read this book, it may actually whet your appetite and you may actually want to learn finance as a result, simply because you have an interest in allocating capital to the antiques and collectibles trade. Let me show you how insightful this book is. I'm actually going to read just a small paragraph here from the preface to show you how in-depth this book goes. The topics covered in this book include investment in art, books, cars, maps, stamps, and wine. There are numerous other collectibles I've not mentioned. In an ideal world, I would have liked to include coins, antiques, dolls, and guitars. However, on reading the various contributions, I became aware that many of the issues are common to all investment categories, and that collecting coins and collecting stamps, for example, are really not all that different from one another. One of the aspects that has made this book project so interesting to me is the psychological side of collecting. The psychological component to high net worth investment is well documented and forms the basis of various forms of psychological profiling to assess an investor's risk appetite. There is a large body of literature on the compulsive nature of collecting. The question raised by this book is whether these two strands have some common points. Put in the simplest terms, many high net worth individuals have had a compulsion to accumulate money. Does this ongoing and possibly cumulative compulsion apply also to the acquisition and acclimation of paintings, butterflies, or other collectibles? Do you guys understand? People who are good at investing tend to also allocate resources, i.e. financial capital, to other alternate asset classes. One of those alternate asset classes is, of course, the antiques and collectibles trade. This is why when some of you ask me how you can learn to invest in the antiques and collectibles trade, you have to have an understanding, a basic understanding at least, of business, economics, and finance. This book brings together the business of antiques and collectibles with that of the investing nature of finance. It is well worth reading if you don't mind spending $90-some on a textbook. I automatically recommend it and have recommended it before on my channel. Thanks for watching and have a great night.